ask ourselves, like, all right, so what's the root cause, or how did the ground get gained? Because like, it just seems to me, if you ask the average American, okay, who should be in charge of your healthcare? I think they would say a physician. Now, this is interesting. There's an organization called Jackson Healthcare. It's not the Jackson Hospital down in Florida. Jackson Healthcare is out of the Atlanta region. And they are actually, oh, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So Jackson Healthcare it's actually a collection of companies. You know, there's staffing companies, there's staffing locums, there's staffing nurse anesthetists, there's staffing for nurses, there's staffing for everyone. But one of the companies of Jackson Healthcare is called Kirby Bates. And Kirby Bates is an executive search firm. And it's very high level. So in other words, like if you are a hospital or a pharmaceutical company or any type of bio company, they're trying to place the executive that's going to run that company, you know, so they're going to go search for executives. Well, the two heads of Kirby Bates are two nurses. And if you read their mission, and this is across America. This is the search firm that's like filling the positions in the hospitals, et cetera. The two people that run Kirby Bates are two nurses, and the mission is listed as, you know, we're seeking to make sure that nurses rise to the level of leadership. Now, I am not anti-nurse. I adore almost every bedside nurse that I've ever worked with. And I'm not against nurses being a part of leadership, but now you're trying to institute a whole different form of training as being the leaders in medicine. Like, why would you put as your modus operandi to make sure that it is nurses that get those positions? I mean, I would even be okay with it if you said, hey, we're going to try to make sure that we get good business people, good accountants, good doctors, good nurses, you know, good lawyers as executives and working as a team. But this idea that you're making it the nurse model, I honestly think that's
we got to figure out who is the puppeteer who's moving us like marionettes, because there is that Oz behind the curtain, and it's a vision for how medicine should operate, and we need to peel back the layers like you've taught me to do, Marion, not just take something at face value and figure it out and challenge it and at least expose it. We're not necessarily going to change it, but you know, we've here all just had a very compassionate discussion about how much we care about our patients, yet there's a lot of verbiage that, you know, the heart of a nurse, brain of a doctor, like as if we don't care. No, we all care. And who is playing us as collectively, and how do we call them out on it? Because we're not going to get the care we need if we don't.
I think an interesting thing is going back to your nuevos vecinos, because 60 years ago, that's what Cuba must have done, right?
Yes, it's
what we're talking about is the politicalization of medicine, so to speak. And I think it was all driven near term or last, you know, you guys know as well or better than me. I think it was all driven by the almighty dollar. That if you less MDs in the pipeline, less dollars go out because we can do it cheaper with our business models. And I don't think that's correct.
Well, I think you're right on it, and we got to remember that. You know, we tend to think that that the infection is centered in us, and it's not. It's centered everywhere. Right. You know, you can't. There's no corner grocery store for you to go get groceries because, you know, there's some 40-acre superstore somewhere that's selling everything there is to sell. It's everywhere.
You know,
education, journalism, everything.
And it doesn't work in the care of the sick.